Welcome, friends, and Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays. It's a beautiful time of the year. People seem to be a lot happier, but at the same time can stress themselves out. It's funny, there's very high highs and low lows this time of year. I'm really hoping this mic situation helps or works right now. I didn't realize I needed to charge this today. Today is my day off, but I picked up the shift again early in the morning, so kind of a funky start to the day. But I'm getting used to when I pick up these early shifts, so we got a system. What we're gonna go do is I'm gonna go chip for a little bit, at least until the sun sets, and then go get a lift in, and then eat some food, and maybe enjoy a Christmas movie. So actually, yeah, definitely enjoy a Christmas movie because I have the day off tomorrow. So this video is going to be an important one for some of you. It might not relate to, but hopefully it helps put things in perspective. So if someone is struggling out there, maybe you can know how to handle the situation, or at least understand the situation. I touched on it, I think, in my first video, just briefly, but I struggle with depression, and it sucks. Growing up, didn't know what it was. Just kind of, grew up. But I don't want to go into too much of a personal details of, like, everyone has their story. Everyone has their struggles, and no one person's struggle is worse than another. So we're not going to get into that debate. I'm just going to give you a general perspective look at it. I was the smallest kid in school, and I don't mean that lightly. Like, I was the shortest. Tyler Schmitz was the other one. He and I were the shortest kids in middle school, elementary school, and freshman year of high school. My last name is Dix. Yeah, no one cares how it's spelt when every time at the beginning of class, when they take attendance, they say Dix, Joe Dix, and then you're the smallest kid. Yeah, kids can be cruel. I'll let you just kind of take that as you will. But anyways, that was kind of my intro to bullying and whatnot. So fast forward several years, dealing with my own personal struggles. I really dealt with depression head on for what felt like the first time, when I planned to take my life down in Arizona. I was going to go on a drive, purposely miss a turn, and it was a rough point. I mean, that was the lowest point in my life, and the only words I can really use to describe it is you're in a trance. I'm a chronic sleepwalker. I don't know if that's the right term for it, but like, I sleepwalk. When I've had caffeine before bed, it's not really a problem anymore. Sorry, getting sidetracked. But it's kind of like sleepwalking. It's I'm not really. It didn't feel like I was in control. Just kind of in a trance. I took a phone call. Honestly, not really related to the situation, but it, for some reason, hearing a friend's voice just snapped me out of it. He didn't even know what was going on, but he did save my life. Or maybe someone else would have called, or something else might have snapped me out. We don't know, but I was parked on the side of the road and finishing my last meal, which was Subway, and getting ready to drive. I wasn't even sad. I just was in a trance. But once you get snapped out of it, oh god, everything breaks loose. Several years later, when that COVID year happened, like when it started rolling in, like that early spring, the domino effect of things that were going on in my life at the time, I didn't think I'd ever get to a suicidal point again, but there were definitely thoughts coming. And then a really close family friend, he took his life in a very eerily similar way to how I was going to. And he was at the same age. He loved the same number, like for sports and stuff. And it was a surreal moment, so yeah, Kellen Erickson was, I mean, he, by no means were we best friends. It was more like our families were really close, and we'd see each other at sporting events. Oh, I totally botched where I'm going. Honestly, I think I should just pull over for this. Yeah, that's what I'll do. But, yeah, I knew Kellen very well. Phenomenal athlete, good-looking kid, had a great smile. And he had a lot of traits that, like when people described him, I was like, this, not to be like arrogant or anything, but it's like, wow, that's a lot of similar traits, like always smiling, always positive around other people, but really started struggling at home. Like two different people, you know? But going to his service was an out-of-body experience, and my therapist at the time then recommended if there's something that I could associate with him that I could carry with me, so that it's an instant reminder that suicide's not my option. Like depression, it kind of sneaks up on you, but then you know you're in it. But that really bad thought doesn't usually come up, which is good. But when it does, it used to consume my brain. But now I have this tattoo to remember him, and to remember him, but more so remind me of the effect he had on so many people that he had no idea. And more specifically, his family, his close family. I don't mean like cousins, and I mean he affected a lot of people, but the reaction I saw from his parents and his siblings, that hit hard, and I never want to put my brothers through that. Yeah, so I have a tattoo to remind myself that that's not an option. Sorry. It's every time I really tell this story, it's visceral, which is good. It's what it should do. But I'm in a really happy space right now. But that moment, that service really sticks with me. I'm not a religious person by any means. I mean, I grew up in a religious household, but I don't go to church. But that service sticks with me. And yeah, so this tattoo, the 3 lines, that's my purpose. It reminds me that there are 3 people there are 3 people in my life that mean more to me than my life. So I need to keep fighting, keep going for them. And that's my brothers. God, you hate your siblings sometimes, but in a very loving way. And then you love them to death. They are everything to me. Especially being the oldest. My parents instilled in me to show by example. God, I didn't really know until that service that being a good example doesn't mean you have to succeed. That's really hard to accept. Being an example means you can fail and fail miserably, but your failures are a way for them to learn. And hopefully they do better for it. Or make their own mistakes. But yeah, it really shifted the perspective for me. What I'd like you guys to get away from this is those of you struggling, and you might be in a very dark place. You got to find your purpose. Some people are blessed with never having to deal with depression or some sort of mental illness, or maybe, I don't even know if there are those people, but if you don't, and you just know your purpose in life, right? Like you got it. You're lucky. That's awesome. And when you find your purpose, it's a huge weight off your shoulders. I mean, there are other shitty things that happen in life, and it'll distract you from your purpose, like unexpected accidents and God knows what the universe throws at you, but having a purpose gives you an anchor, and it's something that, yeah, you can have a bad day, you can have a bad week, a bad year, but there's something to keep going for. And yeah, I'm confident to say that I'm not going to commit suicide because I have my purpose. I'll deal with depression probably my entire life. But I only know it's only going to get so low. And I like reflecting on times like this, especially when times are really good, like right now, because I don't let my high get away from me where I feel like it's unattainable again. Like I know I can get to this mental space frequently, and it doesn't feel too far-fetched. I don't know what your purpose is. No one needs to know what your purpose is, but you need to know what your purpose is. And if you don't know, don't give up on finding it. As long as it's not criminal, like doing something illegal and shady, relentlessly pursue that purpose, okay? And you can have multiple, but having a purpose, I'd stay away from having multiple purposes, more than 3 or 4. I mean, I'm young, so I don't know. Maybe I'm young, dumb, and stupid, but like I'm not married, I don't have kids. I'm guessing those 2 things are going to be purposes once I get there. But right now, my 2 biggest purposes are being an example for my brothers and enjoying the physical part of life. I love getting everything I can out of me and what I can do as a person. And I mean that in the competitive space. I'm competitive with myself. It looks like I'm competitive with everyone, but it's mainly me. I love seeing what I can push myself to do. I get a huge thrill out of it. It also gives me peace of mind in the moment when I can focus on a task and just give it my all. I love that. And yeah, it shows up mainly in golf, but also in lifting and other sports. But yeah, those are my two biggest purposes, is doing the most I can with what I have right now. My big one's my brothers. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep pushing and shooting for my dreams, but they're the purpose behind the dreams. I don't know who that might help, but there's one person right now that I hope hears this. And you need it more than ever. I don't know your purpose. I love you, but I don't know your purpose. You need to find that purpose and cling on to it. Okay? I'll see you soon. We'll have some good fun, but I really hope you find that purpose within you before you do something drastic, okay? All right. Let's take a deep breath. Get back to the present moment. I am running out of sunlight. I'm gonna go get some chipping in, and then I'm gonna show you guys my favorite back exercise.
Seeing, I believe in my eyes, I'm daydreaming. Looking at you, catching the vibe, I'm like touche. Every time I'm closing my eyes, you're my boo thing. Bands on us, kicking it tough, just like who can. See them diamonds on me shine, you're like, okay. Think I'm trying to get to know you, so hold up. You could be my rider, Winona. You know I'm rock solid, Sedona. Need you on my skin for life, melanoma. Can't be too serious with it. I want you in the AM, the PM, the DM, the XM. Don't care about your X-Man, Magneto. I got pull Ric Flair with the flexing. Daydreaming, but it feels like life. Got that bubble on you like number 9. Add one and you know you would die. And I'm the one, I'm the one, I'm the one. Sundress, good skin, long hair. What the hell you doing way over there? No, I don't really mean to stare. Just the way you move and no one can compare, yeah. Sundress, good skin, long hair. What the hell you doing way over there? No, I don't really mean to stare. Just the way you move and no one can compare. I'll try describing you like the gleam of a diamond. You've been on the team a while now. I see you been disguising. Guess I just noticed you the brightest thing shining. Swear it hurts my eyes and it hurts my stomach lining. Maybe that's just
This is my second favorite back exercise. The development here is insane. So I'm gonna do my warm-up set or my feeler set, and then we'll jump up to the heavy weight. All right, so it feels heavy, which is fine. My purpose when I hit this exercise, it varies obviously on the day, but I feel like my focus every time is try to go up as hard as I can and then control it all the way down to my full range of motion while keeping my chest square. You don't want to go with the weight because that's just wasted motion. You want to create that tension in the muscle in the back so that it's pulling you down while you're resisting, and then the contraction is exactly the opposite. You drive your chest down, your back, your shoulder back. Yeah, explosive up, control down, especially when I'm trying to build muscle. If I'm just going for pure strength, then I'll let it fall. But also, this is going to be a good example to show. I always start with no straps on my wrist for assistance. But then, as soon as my grip gives out, I'm going to throw the strap on. Pause. But I'm going to throw my strap on so that I can get a few more reps. Yeah, I'm gonna show you what that looks like. I mean, that felt heavy, so that was basically a working set, but ideally today I'm looking at the like 8 to 15 rep, no, 8 to 12 rep range. If I'm getting 15, that definitely chose too light of a weight. I'm gonna set this over here just in case. I like to be just over 8, or right around 8 failing. This is the heaviest dumbbells they have here, but making do with what we got. That's why I haven't really been doing these on my heavy day, just on my hypertrophy / mid-weight day. Mid-weight doesn't mean go mid. It means higher reps, middle weight. At least that's how I phrase it. Alright, so yeah. And I always start with my weaker arm, because on this exercise, when you're setting up square, like I am, you use both sides of your back, regardless of which arm you're grabbing with. But yeah, I'll talk about that after the set. Like I said, I go until my grip gives out, and then I'll get the strap and see how many more I can get. Sometimes it's a rep off, or a rep or two off, but like I said, it's okay. My left's my stronger arm anyways, and it's getting worked while I do my right, so go ahead and throw my strap on. There's got to be a way. Go ahead and strap up. I gotta mess up mine, man. I'm just gonna go straight back to the left and then go back. Oh, fuck. Oh. Come on. So like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm terrible at counting reps. Oh. This mic situation needs to get better, like positioning. I thought I was gonna put on the hat, but you couldn't really hear me on my test. So, in between sets, I like to sit in this kind of squatted position and straighten my back out. You can stand if you want, but sometimes you get lightheaded. So, yeah, I have no idea how many reps I did. I've just been at this for a while, so I know where the feel is. And I'm pretty sure my combined reps for each arm on that was 8, if not more. But it definitely wasn't 12. And this is right where I want to be. Yeah, so the more I bend at the waist or bend over, the more it's gonna work like the middle of the back. And the more upright I get, the higher it'll be, and basically just shrugs. You'll probably see in the video, but as I get fatigued, I tend to stand up, and that's normal. It's a normal defense. Obviously, I want to fight that, but like that's a normal reaction. And then I rest between sets. I try to keep it around that 2-minute mark. I don't know. I just wait until I feel like I can give it a good full effort again. And then once I'm not getting 8 with this weight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop down to, I got the 135 here. I think that's too close. I might grab like the 110s. Yeah, 110, 105, something like that. And we'll really burn it out. Again, the range of motion is, I'm keeping like here. I don't know if this will help, but like straight up. And then I'm letting it pull me, but I'm not letting it rotate. Does that make sense? I want my hips, my shoulders to stay basically aligned. Which is right here, this motion. As soon as you go here, like you're putting a lot of stress and a hernia could happen. Also, that's why like I never do it on here, because PTs will tell you that's where hernias happen. Like that's a thin wall and you're putting a lot of pressure on it. You don't want to do that. So get that staggered stance. I think maybe for this, yeah, let's go for this next set. I'm gonna put the camera like maybe right over here. Hopefully that gives you guys a good angle. Same thing, work the grip until it can't, and then I'll get the strap. I usually love blasting music in my ears for this, but we're making do. Oh, fuck. My grip is fried. Jesus Christ. This is a thing that, like, people don't give themselves enough credit when they're doing this lift. It's really easy to just drop it, so get those feet staggered like this so you don't put that tension on your side, so you can do this safely. And you can really load the weight more than you realize. So I know this is like for some people a sticker shock, like, whoa, 150s? Don't give me that much credit. Like you can do a lot more than you realize. This should be a very strong movement for you. It's just a rogue. Chest square. Another thing you might be noticing is my arm might not curl all the way. That's fine. I'm worried about what's happening back here, not right here. I'm not trying to curl this shit. Trying to use my back. You can get just as much work out of keeping your arm basically dead straight than bending it. Like this. That is almost as good as that. That. And that. A lot closer than you realize. I think my strap's giving out. Oh, it's feeling heavy today. That's right. So that's 2 good workings. Those are 2 really good sets, but I'm gonna go for at least a third. Well, that warm-up set was push. So, but honestly, if you're pushing yourself hard enough, there is a theory that you only need really one set. But yeah, there's a theory that honestly, if you put your mind to it, one set should be good enough. For me, I'm big on 2 sets. Like 1 set's like the prime exhauster. It like gives all that you think you can get, and then your second surprises you. And if it's a good second, then this third, you're barely gonna move the weight you were, but that's a good thing. It means you're putting in the work. And kind of like what I was saying with the arm thing, is as soon as you find your form changing, and this is for when you're building muscle. When you're building muscle, as soon as your form changes, you're defeating the purpose. That means the muscle you're targeting is fatigued. So you should stop, drop the weight, and keep doing the movement with weight that you can actually do the muscle that you're trying to work. And if that mind to muscle connection's lost because it's too fatigued, you've done good. Don't beat yourself up over it. Yeah, you'll see it on this. I'm gonna go straight for the straps. See how many I can do with 150. And we're gonna drop it down. I'm not doing the 135. I'll put this back. We'll go down to 75% of this, so, or 105s. Yeah, we'll go 105s and really grind it out. This is a great form of cardio. That's a rant for another day. Cardio doesn't mean running. Everyone thinks it does. It doesn't. Cardio is cardiovascular. It means getting that heart rate up and keeping it up there. Doesn't matter how. Just keeping it up. My heart's pounding. Alright. Let's put the 135 away. Screw it. I'm putting the mic down here. Alright guys, I'm gonna get this one. Strap first, right away. I'm just gonna grind. I don't know how many reps I'm getting, but drop set. I do this little cynical thing where I'll go right back to the 150s on the other arm. It's like saying, you think you've had enough? Psych. This 105 is gonna feel like 1,000 pounds. Alright. Just found the spot to clip that. Let's go. I know I should probably go right arm lit. Fuck it. This is such a good movement to work every muscle in your back. Your lats, your traps, everything should be worked. Lower back. Don't use a belt. That's how you grow a strong lower back. Keep it stable. Lower back is not meant to load bear bending. It's meant to keep you stable. A straight lower back. Just like this. Even if the video doesn't come out as good as I hope it does, That was a hell of a movement. So let's go. All right, I'm gonna wipe this down. Whew. I gotta catch my breath. Usually I don't wear a hat. I don't like wearing a hat, but I was trying the mic up there. Just didn't really work. I'll figure this out. Bear with me. But yeah, this is a great movement. I'm gonna go ahead and do incline dumbbell, probably a pretty high incline, and then I don't know what after that. Honestly, I'm drained right now. Some sort of shoulder lateral raise. Like I said, it's a hypertrophy day. Do some more movements and then hit abs as always. It's day like 18 on 25 days of abs. Record that. We'll have a great dinner and we'll call it a night. Alright guys, so I just wrapped up a very effective upper body hypertrophy day, and I just did my ab workout for 25 days of abs. If you haven't been watching, go check it out on Instagram at Thor Golfs. It's been a fun little challenge, and yeah, to sum up this video, finding your purpose is key. It's not easy, but it's my secret to overcoming suicide and dealing with depression. So yeah, that's what I've learned. I really hope it helps someone out there. If not, I mean, better to the whole point of my videos is so that I feel like I've left everything out there and done my best to share what I've learned through my failures, many of them, and also my successes. So yeah, I really appreciate all you guys' support. It's a wild ride, and we're just getting started on this YouTube journey. I'll see you guys next Thursday, which is, I believe, the day after Christmas. So I'd like to have some sort of holiday thing going on in the next video, but TBD. Happy holidays to all of you and your family, little brothers. I'm excited to see you guys. Also family, cousins. Can't wait to see you guys. Love you all. Merry Christmas, and see you next week.